Hello friends, in this lecture I will be discussing about a few very basic fundamentals of web. The contents of these lectures are network and internet, then difference in internet and world wide web, then history of internet, history of www, what is a website, then types of website, web server, web browsers, domain and web hosting, then difference between the URL and the domain name, and web development trends. So network and internet, though we are familiar with these two terms, but still we can define the difference between these two terms. So if we talk about a network, a simple network, so it is a group of two or more computers, or maybe it is a group of hundred or few thousand computers which are connected together, which are linked together simultaneously, whereas internet is the interrelationship of a few networks. Through internet, millions of computer systems can be linked. The type, if we talk about the types of networks, then these are LAN, local area network, MAN, metropolitan area network, and WAN, wide area network. Whereas if we talk about the types of internet, we generally talk about the WWW, which is World Wide Web. Now, internet and World Wide Web. So these two terms we use on a regular basis and sometimes maybe interchangeably. But these two terms are not one and same. Here we can also define a difference between these two terms. So internet is a global data communication system, as we discussed in the previous slide also, that it defines an interrelationship between the networks. So actually it is a global data communication system that allows all the computers connected to it to exchange information with one another via this standard transmission control protocol, internet protocol, which is a standard to exchange information from one system to another through the internet. If we talk about the World Wide Web, then it is a repository of information or the resources that can be accessed via the internet. Or in other words, we can say www is a collection of web pages that follow the HTTP protocol to be accessed from any part of world through internet. And internet is also used in emails, instant messengers, FTPs, and all and other so many things. So web, we can say it is just a portion of internet. It is a part of internet, but the two terms are not synonyms. History of Internet. First workable prototype of Internet came in late 1960s with creation of ARPANET, which is Advanced Research Project Agency Network of USA. So computer scientists developed the concept of packet switching, a method for transmitting electronic data that became the building block for communication between the computers on a single network. So scientists were working on a method for transmitting the data in electronic form from one system to another, and later on they came up with the concept of packet switching. On 29th October 1969, ARPANET delivered its first message from one computer to another through this packet switching only, which is a node-to-node communication. And the first message that was sent was login. But it crashed the ARPANET and receiver node could only receive first two letters LO. Then technology kept evolving and scientists invented TCP/IP, which ARPANET adopted on 1st January 1983. So this is the time when internet actually took a shape. Then researchers began assemble the networks of network. History of WWW. The WWW was started a European Organization for Nuclear Research Laboratory, Switzerland, as a networked information project by an Englishman, Tim Berners-Lee, in 1980s. So he is the person who is considered as the father of internet. In March 1989, he wrote his first proposal research paper titled A Large Hypertext Database with Typed Links. In this, he showed how information could be transferred easily over the internet by using hypertext. And Tim implemented this system with the workstation Nextcube, which later became the world's first web server. So friends, this was the world's first web server, Nextcube, which was used by Tim to implement his proposed system. Tim considered several names such as information mash, the information mine, or mine of information, but finally he settled on World Wide Web. So how actually this name came after discussion on so many other names. In December 1990, Lee developed all the tools for WWW such as hypertext, HTTP protocol, hypertext transfer protocol, HTML hypertext markup language, the first web browser, the first HTTP server, the first website, http info.cern.ch, and a few web pages. The first web page address was http info.cern.ch hypertext www the project.html, which primarily focused on the www project itself, and the first practical web browser Mosaic, which was introduced in 1993 by Mark Anderson. So Mosaic was the first practical web browser which was introduced in 1993. Now, what is a website? So a website is a set of related web pages that are addressed with a common domain name or IP address. So set of related web pages means that web pages which are logically related with each other. So if you are making if you are making a website for e-commerce, or you want to launch your some product and you are making a website for that purpose, so all the web pages of that website will be related to each other, means will be containing the information regarding the products you are going to launch, or regarding the different products if you are working on an e-commerce website. So the set of related web pages means all the web pages of the website are logically related with each other. And the domain name we will be talking about later in this presentation only. A website is hosted on a machine called web server, which is accessible via a network. So every website has to be hosted on a web server which can be accessed through the internet. The web pages are organized into a hierarchy. So the web pages of a website are organized into a hierarchy, means there will be a first page which will be the home page of your website, and there will be another level of pages, and there will be a hierarchy maintained in all those pages of the website. They contain hyperlinks that guide the visitor navigating the website, and all the pages are having the hyperlinks that guide the user of the website to navigate through the pages. Now, types of websites. So websites can be categorized as a personal website that may contain pages that are created by individual and contain information about him. Then corporate website, which is developed by an organization for their business process. And then there is a categorization of website such as static and dynamic websites. So static websites come with a fixed number of pages, or we can say that have a fixed layout. When pages run on a browser, the content is literally static and does not change in response to user action in case of a static website. The only way that a user can interact with a static page is by clicking hyperlinks and filling in forms. So this is the only type of interaction a static website has for a user, by clicking hyperlinks, or it may have a form which user is supposed to fill in. Dynamic website is a website that can display different content depending on users action. So dynamic website is a website which will display different content to different users depending on their choice. For example, if you go to an e-commerce website and you want to search for a particular product, then you search for a product, then website for you will display a different page depending on your choice, whereas for some other user who is searching for something else, the displayed pages will be something else. So this dynamic website will display different content depending on users action. Dynamic websites rely on both client-side and server-side scripting languages such as JavaScript, PHP, ASP for their creation. So dynamic websites requires expertise on both client-side as well as server-side scripting languages. Client-side scripting refers to the code that is executed by the server. So if we talk about the client-side scripting, JavaScript is the client-side scripting, which is the code which is executed by browser only. So that is code which is executed by the browser, whereas server-side scripting refers to the code which is executed by server and result is sent to the browser. Web browser and web server. So web browser is a software that runs on the client used to access and display web pages or web content. And the most popular browsers are Chrome, Opera, Firefox, Internet Explorer, etc. And mobile browsers, we also have mobile browsers, Android, iPhone, Opera, and so many others. Web server is a computer, or it may also refer to as a software which is running on a computer on the internet that listens for all HTTP requests, typically on port 80, and respond with HTTP responses. So web server is, it may be a computer, a physical computer, or it may be a software which is running on a computer that listens to the HTTP request received from the clients, and it gives the response to the client. Most popular web servers are Apache, IIS, and Ignis. Domain name and web hosting. So if you want to make a website, so you must own a domain name and web hosting. Now, a domain name is the address of your website on the internet. That means that would be the name of your website, address of your website through which your website will be recognized, will be accessed on the internet. Internet addresses are typically IP addresses, which is a long series of numbers that make no sense to humans. For example, like this is the example of an IP address. So instead of typing in this number to access a website, the website owner can register a domain name that will route to that specific IP address. So as we cannot remember these type of numbers for so many websites, so what we do actually, so we have a domain name for a particular website and we remember that, and we write in the URL of that particular website, and that is routed to that specific IP address of that. So when you register a domain name, you are leasing it from the Internet Corporation for names and numbers. ICANN is the short form of that. So ICANN provides domains via approved registrar companies. And few domain registrar companies are Namecheap, GoDaddy, Google, etc. So now web hosting. Web hosting is an account on a server that can store and serve website files via the internet. So when you are done creating your website, then you have to have a domain name. You have to get registered it with a domain registrar company. Then you have to host this website on a server. Generally, web hosting refers to the company that rent out their computers or servers to store your website and provide internet connectivity so that other users can access to files on your website. So there are web hosting companies which rent out their uh, computers or servers to store your website. For most of the cases, these hosting companies will handle server maintenance work such as backup, root configuration, maintenance, disaster recoveries, and so on. So these are hosting companies are responsible for all these server maintenance work, backup, maintenance, disaster recovery, and so on. Few web hosting companies are InMotion Hosting, SiteGround Company, A2 Hosting, Bluehost, etc. And many more are there. Domain registration and web hosting services are often offered by the same provider, such as InMotion Hosting, GreenGeeks, HostGator, etc. are example of this. So there are so many companies which are providing both the services. They register your domain name as well as they provide you the hosting of your website. So there are these companies and many more others like this. So difference between URL and domain name. So URL is a complete internet address used to locate a requested web page, and domain name is a part of it. So URL is complete internet address which is required to locate a requested web page, and domain name is a part of it. So domain name is simpler form of technical IP address, as we have already discussed in the previous slide, which defines an organization or an entity. So if we discuss about the URL, the parts of URLs are method, host name, which is also called domain name, port, and path. So example, URL of abc.ac.in. For example, if we want to have the URL of abc.ac.in website, then it would be something like this: HTTPS, which is the protocol method, which is the protocol or the method. Then www.abc.ac.in, this is the host name, or we can also say the domain name. This is the port. This is the port at the server which listens to this request. Then this report.html, this is the path of the web page we are looking for. Or in other words, we can say something like this. This is also valid URL. Here HTTPS, this is the IP address of the website abc.ac.in. Now here are some latest web development trends: progressive web applications, artificial intelligence and bots, accelerated mobile pages, single page websites, motion UIs. So what are progressive web applications? So according to a recent study, mobile dominates over other devices in terms of internet usage and website browsing. So it has been observed that, and we also know that mobiles are dominating over other devices for internet surfing and website browsing. And progressive web applications are general web applications that appear to users like a mobile app, but they are actually web pages and websites that just behave like a mobile application. So these are web applications which behave like a mobile app, but actually they are web pages. So PWA focuses on providing native like experience to users of all platforms on all devices. So PWA is mainly focusing on providing a native experience to the user, irrespective of their platforms or their devices on which they are accessing the web page. So creating a better browsing experience for the user. Artificial intelligence and bots. So as you know, customer support services both complicated and costly for businesses that work across different time zones and various continents, especially if we consider the 24 by 7 model. In the upcoming years, the idea of chatbots and machine learning will become more comprehensive than ever before, especially for web design and development industry. So actually here the idea of using chatbots in the customer care services for the businesses which are having 24 by 7 model. So these chatbots are softwares using AI, artificial intelligence and machine learning that simulates a human who is conversing with the user through an interface and getting the user's query, parse that query and provide them the preset response. And there are multiple surveys that show that chatbots are used to provide quick response and solutions to customer queries, which makes chatbots the perfect addition to web development. Major vendors like Facebook, Microsoft, Twitter, Google, and Amazon are investing significantly in artificial intelligence as well as machine learning. The following technologies that can be used to build bots for your websites include Facebook Bot Engine, Microsoft Bot Framework, and Dialogflow. So these are the frameworks even you can use in your website. Accelerated mobile pages. In short, we call them AMP. So the purpose of AMP is to reduce the load time of web pages or building websites that load quickly and work flawlessly across all the devices. The loading time for AMP pages is considered to be 2 seconds, whereas a regular web page could take as long as 22 seconds to load. So here the idea of AMP is to focus on creation of websites, creation of web pages that take minimum time to load. And when your web pages load faster, users will be delighted to browse your site, and also it will help in improving the search engine ranking of your web application or your website. To introduce AMP technology to your website, you will have to use AMP HTML, which is an open source framework. Single page websites. A single or one page website is simply a website that only contains one HTML page. There are no additional pages such as an about, features, or contact us page. Contact on single page website is fully loaded in the initial page, making the experience more continuous and fluid for the user. So here idea of having a single page website is to have all the contents on one single page and to navigate to different destinations on a single page website. Users click navigation links that allow them jump to destinations on the same page or scroll down the page to reach different sections of the content. Single page websites aim to provide just the right amount of information for a user and removes any unnecessary noise from the interface, focusing the user's attention on the most important content. Motion UI. Motion UI is an open source SaaS library, which is software as a service library that offers dynamic graphics and animation for interactive web design. So it is one of the best web trends of 2019 as it gives you an easy solution to capture visitors' attention. So it is actually a library, a SaaS library, which is offering different types of graphics, animations, which you can use in your website designing. With Motion UI library, you can incorporate animated charts, background animations, and eye-catching headers. Using Motion UI elements will not only make your website stand out, but it will also enhance user engagement by encouraging active user interaction and improving site usability. So it will also make more visitors to your website. For now, that's all, friends. Thank you.